Welcome back to Chopping Up with Lil Ron. This is your boy Lil Ron. Today we have a very special guest in the building. This lady is not only a book writer, she's an author, she's a publisher, she does it all. And she writes movies, plays, man, the list goes on and on. I want to introduce to y'all the one and only Valencia. How you doing, Miss Valencia?
Doing? Hey.
So, I'm glad to get you on the show. I mean, thank you once
Glad
again.
to finally be here with you, Ron.
Yes, and actually, I'm thanking you because you brought Bobby Brown to the show to me.
One of my clients, yeah.
Yes, so I want to say thank you for that, and I had to have you on the show because you was an excellent person. You're very smart, very educated. But I want to introduce my fans to you. So for the fans that don't know you, and the ones that gonna get to know you, tell us a little backstory about yourself.
Well, currently we are in Houston, north side of Houston. I am originally from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, you from D-Town?
Oak Cliff, that's my hood.
Okay.
So, yeah, coming Carter High, Dallas Carter, if y'all know. Yeah, graduated from Carter in 2005.
Okay.
I'm telling my age, but I don't care. After I graduated from Carter, I got a full academic scholarship to go to Texas A&M University.
Okay.
So I did 5.5 years there, got my bachelor's degree, and I ended up here in Houston.
5.5 years.
Hey, it was slow motion. Minimum hours, 12 minimum.
You know, some people go for a bachelor's degree and they get halfway there, probably 1 to 2 years, and they just drop out.
Well, see, I didn't even know. My main thing is, number one, I didn't want to go back home. I wasn't going back to Oak Cliff. I was not going back home. Like, that was just a no. And number two, I didn't know what I wanted to major in. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got to college. I just know I had some money, somewhere to stay, and these people was paying for me to be here. So I just tried to do what I could to make the best of the situation.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know, some people, they don't actually, education is very hard to actually get. And a lot of people, especially black and brown, have a hard time getting the proper funding to go to school. You know, they don't actually have it easily. Just because this guy can play basketball, football, and get that smooth way through, the regular person that's in the classroom that's book smart, they don't always get that opportunity because the athletes always get that stuff.
Exactly. And I had a few basketball scholarships, too.
You play basketball?
I did play basketball in high school.
Were you good?
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty good.
What position
they
you
used
played?
to call me Lil Kobe. What you mean?
Lil Kobe. Wow.
No, I was averaging about 15 points a game. I think I was pretty good.
You know, I can play basketball
It
myself.
kept me out of trouble. I'm from Oak Cliff. Shoot, basketball would get me out of trouble. So
Wow.
every time you see me, I had a ball in my hand. So yeah.
Like a little Cheryl Swoops.
Yep.
Man, that's
Basketball and writing is what kept me out of trouble.
So writing is okay. So to your writing, what got you into doing the writing that you wanted to do? What drove that passion?
Man, I've been writing since I was 8. Since I was about 8 or 9 years old. My aunt, my mom's youngest sister, actually sent me some stuff that I was writing when I was 8 or 9 years old recently. Like, she still has it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been writing for a long time. Like, it was just a way for me to escape the harsh environments that I was in. You know, I had friends getting killed. Like, I mean, it was pretty bad. You can be walking down the street with somebody, and the person that you're next to, somebody come through shooting, and they just fall. So
wow,
it was just one of those things. Like, I made it out, and it was just a way for me to escape that harsh environment. I just used to write and play basketball. That was like the main two things that I did.
What was the first book that you read? Out of all the books you read, what was the first one?
I read a lot of books. I would probably have to say probably Dr. Seuss.
Okay, we all as kids, everybody, mom and daddy got those books. They come in the mail, and you got all those. You got Green Eggs and Ham, and you got all of them in there because I know I got it for my son.
Go, Cat in the Hat,
yes, and the Goldilocks and the Three Bears and stuff. Everybody got those books.
The book fairs used to come to the schools too.
I remember that.
Yeah,
with
so
the piece of paper.
My grannies would send me money. I'd be like, I got a book fair, and I would just go to the book fair and just
I used to love that. You get that book fair, you get that money, especially when it was time for the teacher said it's time for you to go to the book fair, and you got that little form filled out. You can go. Only thing I hated about the book fairs back in my day, some of the good books wasn't in the book fair. You had to fill
You
that
had to
paper
order
out,
'em.
and you had to order it, and then it comes
Then
in.
it'll come later.
Man, it seemed like it took a long time to come. But when you come, you look on the piece of paper, that book is big, and when you get there, as soon as you get that book in, you looking like, what?
Yup.
I paid $15 for this? I thought that this was supposed to be
You got,
big.
what, 4 pages?
Yes. I'm looking like, wow, that was it, man.
Yup. Trust me, I know.
So when you start writing, what attracted the people to say, hey, man, I want you to write something for me? Or did you go to them and say, hey, can I write for you?
Well, in college, I guess that's where I kind of got into, like, okay, like, I can write. Like, I'm a really good writer. Like, my professors would tell me how good of a writer I was. I had people on campus, they would pay me to write their papers.
For
you
real?
know? Yeah, I made a lot of money write people papers.
Did the
They'd
professors...
be like, can you write this Hamlet paper? I love to read. So I already knew Shakespeare.
But did the professors ask you to write for them? That's a good question. You know, sometimes professors, people think professors are smart. But if they got that one student that stand out, do you ever have a professor to say, hey, can you write this for me?
Not necessarily. I did have a professor come ask me to write for the school newspaper. So
school newspaper.
Yeah, so I did that for a little while.
Wow.
Italian.
So that's like the spark.
Yeah.
Of starting off in the writing, because the newspaper, everybody. Well, not everybody reads newspapers. Some people read them, some people don't. Some people look for the announcements.
Yeah.
In the school, and the newspapers basically keep you updated on what's going on around campus. Did you have to write about like different crimes? Because they have crime in college
events,
too.
Mostly different events that was going on.
Okay. Sports.
During the time when I got to A&M, we were diversifying. Because in 2005, the federal government told them, "Hey, y'all need to diversify. It's too many. It was predominantly white school. So when we got there, you taking me out of Oak Cliff, Carter High School, putting me into Texas A&M University. So they had to structure like a lot of classes, programs, organizations to actually help us get through. Because, I mean, it's hard. You know, you go to a class, it's 300 people in the class. You're the only black person in there. And you're not used to that. So it took a lot of getting used to a lot of the stuff that went on at Texas A&M University.
So you was the only African-American in your class?
You're the only black person in your class.
Did it feel kind of weird to you, or you just kind of adapt
it was
to
weird. It was weird.
You ever had problems with people like acting funny towards you because you're smart?
All the time. People would come up to you and assume that you were an athlete. Like, you know, if you're black and you go to A&M, there's you're an athlete. What sport you play? Like, that was the number one thing. They didn't assume that we were just there for academics.
Okay. What was the first book that you wrote that you said, hey, I know this is what I want to do?
The first book that I wrote?
It's the first one you say, this is the one that I'm going to take and I'm going to publish.
Awkward Relationships, Volume 1. I'm actually getting ready to do Volume 2. But that's the first one. I've been telling myself since I was a young child, like, I'm going to be a published author. Like, I've been telling myself for a long time, I'm going to publish my books. Like, I'm going to do it.
You know, you got, like, R.L. Stein.
So,
you got.
I love R.L. Stein.
Man, he got some.
Now.
Hey, man, look, hey, people don't think I know, man. I'm telling you, you know, Maya Angelou, she writes
Dr.
the book.
Maya Angelou.
Man, you know, people I like that book, A Raisin in the Sun.
Raisin in the Sun.
That's a good book, man. That's a real good book. A lot of people, they don't read books like that no more.
Yeah, you know what? My second grade teacher, white lady, told me. She say, if a white person want to keep something from you, they gonna put it in a book. And from that day,
for real,
like, I've just been reading like crazy. If I haven't read hundreds, maybe thousands of books since that day, just because she told me that. And the information that you learn from in these books, they not gonna put that stuff on TV. They don't want you to know that stuff.
You're right, because Pimp C said it in one of his songs.
Yeah,
if you ever want to hide something from a black person, put it in the book.
Put it in the book.
And it's sad to say that's partially true, because a lot of people, you have people right now, you can have something on social media, and it can actually be a picture of something, and they can have all these words on there. All they gonna do is be focused on the picture. A lot of times they're not gonna read what the words say, and they're gonna pay. It can say right there, if you click on this link, you gonna get a virus and you are gonna lose all your money in your bank account. They see something they like, they're going to click on it anyway. Man, I got my Facebook hacked. Did you read the post?
Yep.
They won't read it. And reading is actually
reading is fundamental.
Yes, that is.
I was in the car with somebody the other day, and they, which way to go? I say go 610 north. The sign right there, you got to do that. I don't want to read. Reading is fundamental. Like, how can you not want to read?
Because they want Siri to read to them. They want Alexa to read to them.
Yeah.
You know, I had it all the time. When I turn back around, I tell my guy Richard, hey man, he goes by that GPS. I said, bro, all you have to do is just do this right here. He will not do it for nothing in the world.
Hey, I'm a GPS person myself too.
Well, you know, the GPS took over. You know, back in the day it was like a big old map.
Yep.
And you had to flip that map out, and you had to go wherever you wanted to actually go. So once you wrote that first book, and that first book got published, what was your thoughts? Did you think it was going to be?
It was surreal because I'm like, man, I got a book and I got to publish this in my hand, you know. And that book sold a lot of copies. I sold like a couple hundred copies of that book. So
wow.
That book is still selling. So that's why I'm pretty excited to release this second volume that I'm about to get ready to do here really soon. So yeah, and after I published that, people started coming to me, hey, can you help me publish my book? Okay, sure.
Gotcha. So how many books have you actually published after your book?
Oh, wow. Let's see. I did Miss Gwen, Last 7 Days. She actually was an Amazon bestseller.
What?
Yeah, she Amazon bestseller. She was, oh, man, she sold a lot of copies. I wrote a book for a professor at Prairie View. Mm-hmm. It's called I Speak. Mm-hmm. And then I'm doing Bobby's book.
Bobby Brown.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got a few lists of other people that's been reaching out to me, but like my hands been really tied, you know.
I was gonna ask, like, do you ever get tired of writing? Do you ever have somebody that tell you, "I want you to write for me. I want to publish my book, but I don't want to give you credit for it." Because you know some people.
It happens all the time. It's called ghostwriting.
Okay.
It happens all the time. So I can write for you, give you the rights, you put your name on it.
Do you charge an extra fee?
Of course.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, isn't that wrong? Now writing,
because I'm selling all my rights over to you. So
writing too. Also, I thought about this. So think about writing. Do writing take you to the next level of actually film? Because you know when people write, the next thing they do is start writing movies, writing plays. Have you had something you had to write that you already published, or something you got that's coming out?
Man, I'm definitely ready to do these short films. Like you was just saying, people visual.
Yes.
Like they want to be able to see it. It's hard to get them to read.
Although
I can grab them and keep your attention, at the same time, you're going to get 10 times that many people to watch a short film.
Yeah, so short films are real good.
For me, yes, it's definitely an avenue that I wanted to take as far as starting with books, short stories, and then moving on to short films and movies.
No, short films is almost like the next blockbuster cinema movies.
Yeah.
Them 10, 15, 5-minute short films, them things be pretty good. People will put a lot of work into those things and doing them, and they come out real good.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, yeah, I definitely want to. And you can get some really good your point of view across. You can touch, like, I'm trying to get on touch, like, mental health, you know, domestic abuse, substance abuse, like stuff that actually affects the Black community. Like those are the kind of films that, because a lot of people, they go through stuff, you know, they hold the stuff in, they think they're the only one going through it, and I promise you're not the only person going through it. I promise you're not.
You're right. You definitely right. Okay, so now you got the books written. What's next for you after the books?
Man, hopefully get these films done.
Okay, getting the films done.
Films done.
So what we do is, on every episode, we always have our top 5. The top 5 that we normally do is the top 5 artists that you have, but that top 5 has changed. It's actually called Leon's Top 5. It's actually is dedicated to Leon, which he passed away going on a week ago. He passed away.
R.I.P.
So that's right. R.I.P. to Leon, a.k.a. Papa. So Papa was a very strong father. He was the best son, best cousin. He was a real good guy. So I dedicate the top 5 to him because he was a big fan of the show and he's a big fan of the movement. So the top 5. Give me your top 5 artists, dead or alive, that you had to pick.
Top 5, dead or alive. We talking about music.
Music.
Number 1.
Okay. I'm ready for this one.
I'm going to have to go with my boy Al Green.
Okay. Let's stay together.
I love me some Al Green.
Yes.
So it would definitely be my number 1.
Okay. Al.
Next, let's go with Lenny Williams.
Oh.
I Love You. That had to been one of the greatest songs ever written. That man went in that studio and poured his heart out. People don't do that no more.
Yeah, man. And every time I think about the keys to coming.
Say Lenny Williams.
You
say.
Know, yep, you right.
So yeah, he's definitely. I can turn that song on and put it on repeat and just be in my whole little mode. So yeah, that would probably be number 2. Biggie. Love me some Biggie.
Okay. Biggie. Ain't there nothing wrong with that?
Love me some Biggie. Next, let's go J. Cole.
J. Cole. Okay. Build it to the sky, and yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, he's probably my favorite modern day artist for sure. I love me some J. Cole. Last but not least, let's go with Lil Boosie.
Lil Boosie, man. I hate to say, hey, Lil Boosie, that guy is a very good rapper. I like him because he speaks his mind. He's not afraid.
And once
to
again,
speak.
he kind of like Lenny. Like he gonna get on the track. He gonna put his heart, wear his heart on his sleeve. He gonna express his feelings. Like he talking about some real stuff. And,
yeah.
Most of the people that I like I need you to be talking about some real stuff that I can relate to in your music. You just can't come with me with a beat and think that's gonna work. I'm sorry.
Most people, they think it's that way. Now, for the people to find you, how can they find you?
I am on Facebook.
Okay.
Valencia Lee. Find me on Facebook. And I'm also on Instagram.
Okay.
The Right Genius. That's TheWrite Genius.
The Right Genius.
The Right Genius.
And your book that's finna get ready to come out, on the books that you already have, where can they buy the books at?
They on Amazon.
Okay.
So if you go to my Facebook page, you can actually click on the links. I have all my books.
All the books on there.
All the links there.
Okay. Well, I definitely enjoyed you, and I will bring you back on the next season of Chopping It Up with Lil Ron. I'm going to make sure of that.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to have some more to talk about.
Hey, yeah, you sure right. And always remember, guys, until next time, anything is possible. Thank you for choosing the Lil Ron Show. Until next time, we out. Peace.